2 Kings 10. So Jehu devised a plan and pretty much killed all of the 70 sons of the house of Ahab, his friends, his family, and leaving him no survivor. And then so pretty much he like actually said that he has a zeal for the Lord, and he even killed the priests or people who serve Baal. But the problem is that he set up he did golden calf worship instead. So right here, Jehu destroyed Baal worship in Israel, but he did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, the worship of the golden cows. So he knew that God was against Baal worship, and he should know that God is against any worship that is not like towards God, but yet he worshiped golden cows. So it says in verse 31, Jehu was not careful to keep the law of the Lord, the God of Israel, with all his heart. So I think like he felt like, oh, he had this zeal for God and he did everything that God prophesied, but still he didn't do the most important thing, which is to worship God with all of his heart, soul, mind, and strength. So he ruled for 28 years. So his start was very bloody. He killed a lot of people, and the interesting thing is that God actually used it as a punishment. So it's like if someone kill another person, like I don't know, in the Old Testament, how do you know if that killing is justified or not, or if that killing is from God or not? I think that is through God's word. If God prophesies that it would happen, then it will. Then it's just pretty much divine retribution. But if God doesn't prophesy for something like that to happen, then that person is acting out their own self-will, and I think they're responsible for that, the other people's death, because God said do not murder, but all this killing, it's a type of it's a type of killing, but I don't think it's considered murder, because you're not doing that so it's kind of hard to understand what's the difference between killing and murder. Murder, it seems to be have a there's a hatred, and so you want to kill them for your own benefit or to satisfy some personal desire. But the thing is that Jehu probably had desire to be king, so killing Ahab and everyone in his family kind of can be seen as a way that he preempted murder to take the throne. But because it was prophesied by God, then it's no longer that case anymore. So it's very but then how are we as human who lived during that time see the difference? And the only difference is if it was prophesied or not. So the Old Testament time is a lot, and then some people use that as a way they can fake that, right? And to kind of justify their own personal greed. But I think back then it sounds to be more chaotic than the life that we have today.